This is my Samsung Galaxy S24 and I'm using the One UI 7 beta. This is actually the third beta, released a while ago, and you can check the version here. It is ZXLJ, but it does have a security patch level from this year. And just today, guys, I also received the security patch with 1st of January for my S23 Ultra. Of course, it's a different version name, but you pretty much got the point. Now, I told you in the beginning of the video that I'm using One UI 7, and that's true, and I'm using Beta 3, and that's true. But what if I tell you that that's perhaps the last beta version? Beta 3 of One UI 7. In fact, there are various rumors circulating online that Samsung are done with the beta right now. And guys, today it is, I do believe, the 15th of January. So just in a few days, on the 22nd, we already will get to the latest Samsung Unpacked event. And they need to release the S25 series. And yeah, fun fact, it will come, of course, with One UI 7. But remember last year, the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra was released with One UI 6.1, and a few months later all the Z Flips and the Z Fold were released with the 6.1.1. And I know it's a bit confusing, but this year, right, there are some hints that Samsung might drop this, so One UI 7 just 7.0 release for the S25 series, and then of course probably the beta will hopefully start soon for the S23 Ultra and everybody else. But we need to talk about something. Alright, it's a beta software, and I've been using One UI 7 since the first beta, and I was really surprised how stable it was. It wasn't by far perfect. They changed some things in Beta 2 and even some things in Beta 3, like this far too big icon that is, by the way, aligned with the now bar when you start to play some things. And guys, this thing was already not that bad, and I still keep a very fresh memory within the recent years where we got something like 6, 7, 8 betas. And I want to show you why this doesn't really matter so much right now, and why potentially Samsung are just done with 3 betas. Right, I want to show you something that usually doesn't work on very new firmwares, or let's say better firmwares. This is yet another safety net attestation checker. So it is already a good sign if you're able to pass safety net. But there is more to this, guys, because when you click learn more, you're gonna find out, if you don't know, that actually Google is starting to somehow depreciate the API that are using for safety net, because this is then gonna be replaced by Play Integrity API, and this thing kind of like started already last year in January. But nevertheless, a lot of the better firmwares out there are not meeting even the safety net requirements, which means that you might expect having some issues with your banking application. Some probably even will not start, and Google Wallet, NFC payments, forget about it. But none here, guys. I'm completely fine using Revolut and also food vouchers here and my various cards. All of this already works since beta 1, but there are other things like the DRM info. Of course, not all the phones out there do have the proper WiDi L1 certification that is required if you want to stream really good quality from Netflix and etc. But sometimes this can also break from the software implementation, not in the case of the One UI 7 beta. So I have payments working, right? I meet all the security checks, and of course L1 certification, never really had any issues with this. And speaking about security certification and the depreciation of the safety net API that Google started like January last year, guys, when you go inside your Play Store down to the settings, you can see here, hey, Play Protect certification, device is certified. And from here you can also try to update your Play Store, but as you can see, mine is already updated. So let's do a recap, guys. Not a problem watching all kind of streaming content, right? I think the interface is stable enough. Alright, there's some goodies coming in anyway. My payments are working, my banking apps are working. I use a lot of things here like Microsoft Azure and Intune, just work related. This also, right, works without any issues. Hence, the One UI 7 beta is most probably over. And in the very next few days, we're gonna get access to the stable thing. And I guess the stable thing is gonna be almost the same. Yeah, with this difference that I expect some nice new features that will be only limited to the S25 series. Yeah, that's called gatekeeping, and yeah, we know why brands are doing this. Practically, they just want to render this thing here and this thing that I'm using to shoot a video obsolete, so that we kind of like buy the new model. But it's not always the case, because in the same time they're giving us like 5 years of security updates, because those things, they just cost awful lot of money, guys. Yeah. Anyway, beta is dead, One UI 7 beta is dead, long live the king One UI 7.